Hi guys, welcome back to Football Heaven 24/7. I'm your host Jamie. Going to jump straight into predictions for the week. Starting off today being the 28th of February, Tuesday night. We've got FA Cup games tonight, Championship League One and League Two. Just going to run down what I think for the predictions. So in the FA Cup fifth round tonight, it's Bristol City against Manchester City. I think that'll be quite a tough game. Bristol City are doing quite well. They're mid-table in the Championship, but obviously it's Manchester City, probably the greatest, if not the second greatest team at the moment this year. Looking at the game, I'm going to go for 3-1 to Manchester City on that one. Got Fulham against Leeds United, also in the Cup. Fulham are obviously doing better in the Premier League, but in the Cup, as we know, things can be a lot different. Sometimes players get rested, especially if teams are trying to get into Europe, like Fulham might be able to do this season, as Fulham are lying in sixth in the Premier League right now. Leeds United not doing as good in the Premier League. They're lying in 19th, but I've just got this sneaky feeling Leeds are going to pull off a bit of a shock tonight. I'm going to go for Leeds to win 2-1 in that game and have a bit of a cup run. Maybe they'll get to the final. I don't think so, but might get to semis or quarterfinals anyway. But let's jump into the next game. Leicester City against Blackburn. So it's a Premier League team up against the Championship team. Leicester City, I think, will win this one 2-1. I'm going to go with that. Leicester's had a bit of a up and down form in the league, but now they're pretty safe. They're not nowhere near relegation now after having a few good wins. So jumping into it quick, well, I say that they're only 3 points away, so they're not that far off, but I don't think they'll have any problems tonight against Blackburn. So 2-1 there. Stoke against Brighton. Stoke not doing too bad. They've picked up a little bit in the Championship, but they're still having a poor season. I think they're in 18th or 17th in the Championship. And Brighton are having a fantastic season in the Premier League. They're in 7th position in the league. I'm going to go for Brighton to win this one 2-0. And then going into the Championship, it's a local derby between, well, kind of localish. You've got a Hertfordshire team just outside London, Luton Town, up against Millwall, obviously, South London team. So Millwall's on a good run at the moment. They're into the playoff area. So are Luton. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in that game. And then in the Championship as well, we've got Preston against Coventry City. Preston have, dropped a little bit in recent weeks. Their form hasn't been that great. And Coventry are not doing too bad, but I'm going to go for Coventry to win this one. And I'm going to go 2-0 to Coventry. And then into League One, Derby County against Cheltenham. I'll go for Derby to win 3-1. Lincoln against MK Dons. Go for a 1-1 draw there. Peterborough against Charlton Athletic. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Charlton. To Peterborough even. And Portsmouth against Bolton. I'm going to go for 2-2 in that one. Then League Two on Tuesday night. Got AFC Wimbledon against Stevenage. Going to go for Stevenage to win 2-0. Barrow against Salford. 2-0 to Salford. Gillingham against Bradford City. Going to go for a 1-1 draw. Harrogate against Northampton. I'm going to say 2-0 to Northampton. And Tranmere against Crawley Town. Going to go for 2-0 to Tranmere in that game. And then jumping into Wednesday night, there's a few catch-up games in the Premier League. Arsenal's playing Everton. I'm going to go for Arsenal to win that one 3-0. And Liverpool's playing against Wolves. Liverpool are having a bit of a poor season. In the reverse fixture, Wolves absolutely smashed them 3-0 in the league. But Liverpool, a little bit indifferent. They lost in the Champions League against Real Madrid the other week, but they've had 2 wins and a draw in the last 3 games in the Prem. So I'm going to go for Liverpool to get a narrow 1-0 win in this game against Wolves. And then FA Cup 5th round, the remaining games for the week for that round. It's Burnley against Fleetwood, going to go 3-0 Burnley. Manchester United against West Ham, going to go 3-0 Manchester United in that one. Sheffield United against Tottenham, I'm going to go for Tottenham to win 3-1. And Southampton against Grimsby Town, I'm going to go for 2-0 to Southampton in that one. And then Friday night, it's a Championship game between Hull City and West Bromwich Albion. West Brom did do quite well, got up to the playoffs, but they've dropped off a little bit recently. They did beat Middlesbrough at home 2-0 in the league at the weekend. And I fancied them to win again, actually, if I'm honest. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to West Brom at Hull on Friday night. Then jumping into this Saturday's fixtures, I'm just going to do the Premier League and the Championship, just cover those two. Well, I'll do all of them, actually. Let's run through it. Arsenal against Bournemouth on Saturday. Arsenal will be on a good run. As I say, I think they'll beat Everton on Wednesday night, tomorrow night. Looking at it now, I'm going to go for Arsenal to win that one. I'm going to say to win 4-0 in that game. And then Aston Villa is playing Crystal Palace. Going to say Aston Villa to win that one 2-0. Brighton against West Ham. I'm going to go for Brighton to win that one 2-1. Chelsea against Leeds. Going to say that's going to be I think I'll go for a 1-0 win to Chelsea. Manchester City against Newcastle United in the early kickoff on Saturday. Going to say 2-0 to Manchester City. Southampton against Leicester City in the evening kickoff. I'll go for Southampton to draw that 1-1, and then Wolves against Tottenham. Gonna go for Wolves to pull off. Well, actually, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in that one. I'll go 1-1. Then in the Championship, Blackburn against Sheffield United. Going to say 1-1 in that game. Blackpool against Burnley. Going to say 2-0 to Burnley. Cardiff against Bristol City in a 7-side derby. Going to go for Cardiff to win that one narrowly, 2-1. Huddersfield against Coventry. Going to say 1-0 to Coventry. Luton against Swansea. Going to go for 2-0 to Luton. Middlesbrough against Reading. Going to say 3-0 to Middlesbrough. Millwall against Norwich, 1-1 draw. I'm going to go for Rotherham against QPR. Going to say Rotherham to win that 1-2-1. Sunderland against Stoke City. Going to say 2-0 to Sunderland. Watford against Preston. 2-0 win to Watford in that one, I think. And then Wigan against Birmingham City. I'm going to say that will finish as a 1-0 win to Wigan Athletic. So that's predictions for Saturday. Going on to Sunday games, it's a massive, massive game. Probably the biggest game in English football on Sunday. At 4:30 kickoff, it is Liverpool against Manchester United. Manchester United have just come off the back of winning the Carabao Cup, or the League Cup, as most people my age group know it as. They won 2-0 against Newcastle in that. They look quite comfortable, to be fair, most of that game. I think on the day, though, I think Man United's going to have too much for Liverpool. Liverpool are having a bit of a stuttering season, and I fancy Man United to make a statement win at the weekend against Liverpool. I'm going to go for Man United to win that game 2-1. And then we've got Nottingham Forest up against Everton. Forest are 4 points away from the relegation zone, lying in 13th place, and Everton are inside the relegation zone, having lost 2-0 to Aston Villa in their previous game. As I said, I think they'll lose to Arsenal 3-0 tomorrow night. I think Everton are really going to struggle this season, and I'm going to be surprised. I think if they do stay up, it'll be a last day situation where they stay up on goal difference or by the odd point. I think Forest are going to get the better of them in this game. I can't see Everton doing too much. They're not creating much. Forest have got a really good home record. Their away record is shocking, but luckily for them, they're playing at home. I think they'll get a 1-0 win in this game against Everton. So that's what I'll go for that one. And then on Monday night, it's a London derby between two West London teams. Brentford at home to Fulham. Both teams having a good season. Fulham are a couple of places higher than Brentford, though. It's basically 8th against 6th, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in that game. So that's my predictions. That's all my predictions for the week ahead. Thank you for all those that like and subscribe to the channel. Get all your friends and family involved and have a great week, whoever you support. I hope you get the win that you want. Bye for now.